Alexa, turn on fan. It just has a mind of its own. One of my favourite things about my marriage, in fact, one of my favourite things about any relationship, is the ability to have conversations that change my opinion. Now, if you know us well, you will know that me and Emily are passionate people, and we get passionate about every kind of topic, whether it's about social justice, the environment, politics, chocolate, music,
what's its versus flavours,
theology, whether or not to put water on the toothbrush before or after the toothpaste. Needless to say, we are opinionated people, and if you've been caught in the middle of one of our discussions, debates, definitely not arguments, our conversations, then you'll know that actually how we talk and how we get passionate about a topic is a large part of how we form our opinions. And actually we end up having a much better opinion afterwards. The only caveat being is that although we get passionate, we have to at the same time be willing to listen. There are too many times where I know I'm wrong, but I don't want to admit that I'm wrong, and so I end up getting angry. But I have to swallow my pride and understand that actually my opinion will be better on the other side of this conversation. So it's Wednesday at 6:36 p.m. Just finishing for work, and got to send some posters out to Etsy. So we've just been given a box of clothing, box of baby girls' clothing from my mum, and now we're going to open it.
this is beautiful. This is too cute. Oh.
That is tiny.
Oh my
Oh, look how
god.
tiny that is.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be that small. Oh. Oh, give me strength. Jay. Jay.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, it does.
Oh. Or does it just go over the hands? Oh no, it does. So what are these? What are these called?
This is the cutest thing. That's so cute.
This week, one of the conversations that has dominated headlines, and rightly so, but it has also dominated our thoughts and our conversations this week, is the issue of racism that is still with us in this country. And it's appalling that it has taken the ridiculous, unhumane murder of George Floyd for us to talk about this topic on such a high level everywhere. But it's our responsibility to make sure that this conversation doesn't fade away when the media attention fades away too. And so, to be completely honest, this week has been a lot of listening rather than talking. This is actually one of the conversations that we had this week. I happened to have a camera nearby, and so I just turned it on. Understand this is just raw. You know, I don't have the answers for any of this, but this video will show some of the thought process that we were going through. What's brought you to tears this week?
The George Floyd thing? I've been sobbing quite a lot about that. I don't know what the reality is, that's the point. Like, I think that's why it's upset me so much, because I don't know what it's like for people on a daily basis, because I've never had to experience it. I think that's what makes me sad.
I think my fear is that, you know, we only seem to talk about this stuff obviously when something like this happens.
Yeah, and then it goes silent for the rest of the time.
It goes silent again, like...
I think what's put me off saying anything for so long is because I worry that I'm going to say something wrong or do something wrong, and then it's like, well, you said this and you've done this. but that shouldn't put us off doing the right thing because we might not get it right 100% of the time. And I guess that is what the difference that we can make, is assessing ourselves and identifying any prejudices we might have that are subconscious or unconscious and that we don't realise, and admitting it when we get it wrong.
You know, for many people, this conversation really is only at the beginning, and we must do everything that we can to make sure that we learn more, we educate ourselves. But also, if you're like me, and by that I mean you are white, then it is our responsibility to make sure that we hear the pain, we hear the struggle of our friends and families who are not the same colour as us. I believe only then can we begin to change the systematic racism that has plagued our nation and many others for so long. And so I think that understanding that Black Lives Matter is only the beginning of this conversation.